how do we create the infrastructure of the next Silicon Valley, or the next place to really be, is what is still at the heart of what I do, and whether it's to go share the story about what we're doing here in Texas, or in environments like this, settings like this, talking about what do we need to do, what do we lack doing, where are we weak, where do we need to grow, where do we need to build, and then my question to you as we open this up today, what is it that we can do for you? I mean, what is it the state of Texas can do for you?
I mean, if you're sitting there in San Francisco or Silicon Valley, and if you make over $1 million, you have to pay a 14.8% marginal tax rate, and so your total tax bill is 62 or 63%. In the last 2 months, I have over 20 friends in the tech world alone that have said, we're done. I mean, we're just not staying in California anymore.
Going back, you were there a few weeks ago, and it made noise. People were calling and saying, Governor Perry's here. He's talking with people there. And it's just, like I said, I think just letting people see it from your side of things, from the company, hearing almost just from companies that are there, telling them why they need to be here.
Yeah. What is it that your company specifically needs for you to be, either go to the next level, to be more successful? I mean, and not necessarily something that we can do, maybe. I mean, it's maybe something completely out of the realm of what government impacts, but what is it that you need?
So, I mean, for our company, I've been a CEO in Austin for 20 years, built several businesses. We represent over 200 tech CEOs. Two things the CEO spends the most time on: raising capital and finding human resources. The challenge in the raising capital market is people who manage large amounts of capital tend to be very conservative. They tend to look back on past performance. So California still gets a benefit of the fact that 20 years ago they built companies. So this fund did well 20 years ago. May not be the best fund today, may not be the best opportunity today. It's really hard to get capital to look forward, though, and take risks on new opportunities, which I would say Austin has tremendous opportunities that we don't have the appropriate amount of capital currently to fund.
We're very similar to what you're, I run a digital agency here in town. We help brands all over the country. Many of them are not based here in Austin. PayPal, Nestle, I mean, these are some big brands, and we work them from Austin, and we can do a lot more. We have a tremendous competitive advantage, but engineering is that's our hardest spot. We have 5,000 applicants for only 10 jobs, and almost all of those are from all over the country. So that's fantastic, but not in engineering. But what we find is with engineering, the quality is very difficult. We can't really hire someone that just graduates directly. What we look for is someone who's had practical experience, who's been doing it out on their own, who started up a business. Because if you came into engineering in 2008 and graduated in 2012, the world has changed. You have to be iOS capable, you have to be Android capable, you have to be HTML5, CSS3, and that was not what was coming out. And I know our business would be more than happy to have practical lab applications that could be counted towards credits.
Well, this is a very important part of what we're doing in our curriculum now. It's moving much more towards project-based, where students are working as teams to solve tough problems, and these are 4-credit courses. We have I was just talking earlier before we started, a course on starting up companies. It was called One Semester Startup. We now call it Longhorn Startup Camp, and it's undergraduate students who are starting companies and taking the course for credit. And so they're getting that experience, that thought process, these connections through their curriculum, as opposed to being self-contained for 4 years, then graduating and then not having the right level of experience.
It's not just your gross pay, it's that take-home pay that really matters. And all too often people, again, there was a great story in the San Diego paper in response to our trip out there, and cost of homes, cost of living, take-home pay. Once you factor all that in, I'm talking to the choir here, y'all know how.
That's why we're here.
That's why you're here. But,
Much better music, too.
Well, I think there's something to be said, not just for those facts, because those are true, and it makes it a great place to do business. I can put my business anywhere. We're going to stay here in Austin, but it's also the type of people we're attracting to Texas. I mean, when you get rid of all that bureaucracy, what you bring is people who want to be empowered themselves. They want to go out and do things and not have anybody get in their way. And then once you get a collection of those types of people together, then amazing things start to happen. And I think that's the type of people that we want to attract to lead, the ones that are just at the edge of frustration, because they can come and, this is the home of the free. And a lot of good things happen when you make that happen.
That's completely what we've been experiencing since we've been here. I mean, we're 3 months new to Austin and fresh from the beaches of California. We've moved our entire team from Venice Beach to Austin, Texas, and we've been experiencing that. And one funny thing that we like to joke about is like we had trouble just booking an appointment with the Venice Beach Chamber of Commerce. It's like this little chamber of commerce with like 50 members, yet we couldn't even book a meeting with them. But here it's like we have the best relationships with the Austin Chamber of Commerce. What's happening at the Capitol Factory is just amazing. The collaborative environment that we've experienced here and just the culture. This is a very, very cool city. And for us, being first-time entrepreneurs, this is our first business, we're telling Californians about that. And it's working. I mean, we're kind of, I think some of them might be
They are following.
taking a shot and moving over here.
Thank you all for your time. And I want to say to Tim and Brett in particular, thank you all for having faith in Texas. I hope that 20 years from now, as you are still making big things, that you look back on this as being truly a wise move and a godsend for you personally and for your companies.
Thank you.
Thank you.